Hello friends, the objective of this session is the object class. Object class is a parent class of all the classes. If you will inherit any class from other class, but finally the object class will be the one of the class from where your class will be inherited indirectly. Let us understand the object class and its requirement. The object class. The object class is the parent class of all the classes in the Java by default. It is the topmost class of the Java, defines the minimum set of the methods that is required by all the objects. Here we have one diagram. Suppose we have created a class 1 integer I, and then if we will compile that, even though we have not put on the extend, but the extend object will be put on by the Java, and finally your class will be extended from the object class. This object is basically one of the class of the Java, the topmost class of the Java. So here indirectly we can say, if we have a class 1 that is been inherited from a class object. Now here we have a one more example. Assume that we have a class saving account created, and this class saving account has been extended from the class account. So we think that how we have a relationship between saving account and the object class, but we can find out that the class account has not been inherited from any of the class. So that account class is inherited from the class object. So this is basically multi-level inheritance. It shows that the Java internally supports the multi-level inheritance. Fine. Here we can see that the particular object class has been inherited to the account class, and the account has been inherited to the saving account class. So object's property has been given to the saving account class also. These are the methods of the object class. The first one is the hash code, then toString, then equals, get class, finalize, clone, and the other methods which has been used in a multi-threading. Now let us go for the practical example and understanding of the method. The very first one, the hash code method. It returns the hash code value of the respective object. It is an integer value associated with the every object in the Java. Second method, toString method, returns the string representation of the respective instance. Then we have equals method, used to know whether the two objects have same values or not. Get class method, used to know the object is an instance of which class. Finalize method, used for the garbage collection that we have seen in one of the lecture, that protected void finalize. You might be recalling that this finalize method was called whenever the garbage collection will be called. So that's a basically garbage collection method, protected void finalize. Okay, so this is the first program of the class object. The method is a hash code method. We have a class 1, and then we have created a object of a class 1, obj1, in a main method, and then we have obj1.hashcode method we have called. So this will print a one hash code of a given object. Now let us see it. It's everything Java C 1.java. The hash code of the object has been printed. Now let us move to the second program. The toString method. This has been used to convert the given object into the strings. Here we have a integer class 2, integer I equal to 10, public string toString, return, this will return the one string value. Here we have a static void main. In a main we have created a one object, and then we are writing the object in a system.out.println. So whenever we will write obj1, it will go to the toString method. It will convert the object into the string, and the value of the string is this. The value of I is, that's a I 10 value, so 10 will be given over here. There's a string that will be written over here, and that string will be printed. Let us see it. Java value of I is 10. The program is already compiled. Now use of the equal methods. Here the equal method has been used to check whether the content of both the objects are same or not. For example, we have a class 3 and the class 3 has a one variable I, that's an instance variable I, and then we have a boolean equal method that will take a one object as argument of a same type, that's a 3 type, and then we have some coding. We will check it afterward what we have written over here. Let us go to the main. Then we have a obj1 and then we have a obj2. Here during the obj1 the basically value of I will be 10. We will create a obj2, again the value of I will be 10, and then we want to check whether the value of both the objects are same or not. Member by member we want to check the values are same or not. So equals method will be used. So calling object is the obj1, the argument object is the obj2. So it will move to the equals method. So whenever we are writing this, it means it's the obj1 because it's a calling object, and whenever we are writing obj, it means it's the obj2. So we have a if condition, we are checking both the I value. If it's true, then we will return true, else we will return false. If we have a more than one instance variable over here, we can have some complicated business logic over here. Now let us check the working of this program. Is that true? Because both the object has the same value. Now let us move on to the next program. Now here the objective of this program is to use a get class method. Here we have a class 4, and then we have a I value equal to 10. Object of the class 4 has been created. We are accessing the get class method. So that will show you this object obj1 is an instance of which class? Is a class 4's instance. So it will show the 4. See, the class 4 is your answer. So that's basically get class method. Now we will move to the next program, the clone method. The objective of the clone method is to create a clone copy of the object. So here we have a program for that. We have a class 5, we have a constructor. That constructor will initialize the I value. We have a clone method that will throw the clone not supported exception, and then will return the clone value. And then we have a two objects has been created. obj1 new 520. So the obj1 will have a 20 value, and then we have a 5 obj2 y obj1 dot clone. That we want to do the clone of obj1, and that at that time this will be called, and it will call super dot clone, and then finally we are printing the obj2 dot I. So that should print a 20 value. Now, and this is the communication details.